Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Corner HVAC. I am glad you joined me today because I always say Andy's Corner is that happy little place in the world where we sit back and talk about all things heating and air. So today I wanted to talk about something that I hear questions about all over the place. We see it in houses out there throughout the winter time, but it's the fact of having condensation or your windows are sweating in your home throughout the winter time. We shouldn't have condensation on your windows. I talk to so many people, they say, oh yeah, that's normal. That's like that all the time. It's not normal. I get it. Maybe it's like that all the time, but that's not normal. You should not have condensation on your windows. You have condensation on there. Obviously the humidity is too high in the house, and you do pose the risk of producing biological growth, be it mold, mildew, all these different things like that. I'm not a mold specialist, but I know what biological growth is. It's all that weird little stuff that likes to grow and reproduce and causes everybody all kinds of respiratory problems and allergic reactions and all that kind of stuff. So we don't want that in the house. But if you have condensation on the windows throughout the wintertime, there's a very good chance you're going to end up with that. So we need to correct the issue. There's actually a pretty easy fix for it most times, but nobody ever thinks about the humidity level in the house when it comes to condensation on the windows, which I don't really understand because it's water on your windows and humidity causes water. It's like this, whatever. Nobody ever thinks about the humidity levels. So first thing you got to do, if you do have humidity issues in the house and you have condensation on your windows, you need to find out what the humidity is. Call a contractor, have them come in and check the humidity and see where it's at. That would be the first step. Now, as far as homeowners checking their own humidity, that's fine. Just make sure you buy a good hygrometer. Don't go buy those little sunbeam. I'm sorry, Walmart. I know you sell the crap out of those little yellow sunbeam. They're round on top, flat on the bottom. Everybody always puts them on their thermostats. But there's little sunbeam ones that it's got a little arrow in it. It's green in the middle and it's red on both sides, whatever. Those things are never right. So, you have to expect, you paid like $6 for it. It's probably not going to be real accurate. I recommend using a good hygrometer or some sort of psychrometer that, those measure several different ththings, but it'll show us accurate humidity levels in the house. So if you're a homeowner and you don't have a good psychrometer or hygrometer, call a contractor. Have them come check it out for you. Field Piece makes an awesome psychrometer that I like. I have a couple different ones, but I do like that one. It's small, it's compact, fairly inexpensive as far as different tools and meters and things like that go. But it does great as far as measuring your humidity. If you have any questions on that, let me know in your comments or whatever. But as far as your humidity level, I always say, and I've got another video out there on the channel about where the humidity should be in the house. So if you have more in-depth questions, you can go there and get some of those answered. But usually I say between 35 and 45% would be your optimal humidity levels in the house throughout the winter time. Now, the biggest thing to remember is every single house is going to be different. Some houses without any kind of mechanical devices, they're running 50, 55% throughout the winter, and some houses are running down to 20%. So if you're down there that low, you're going to need a humidifier to get the humidity back up, which at that point you obviously don't have condensation on your windows. But if you are above 45 or you're in that 50 some percent, you're going to have that issue with condensation on your windows. So we need to correct that. There's so many doctors and things you can read online and all these places out there that are saying, oh, to be healthy and comfortable in the house and everything, you need to be like 45 to 55%. That's not accurate, because if you're at 45% and definitely above that and it gets cold outside, your windows are going to condensate. If they condensate, they're going to grow biological growth. If it does that, then it's just going to compound any of your respiratory issues you have. People have eye irritant diseases and different kinds of afflictions like that. That's going to make everything worse. Allergic reactions to all that biological growth. It's going to just set everything off. So you're making the situation worse if you get your humidity levels too high. I come to so many houses and people say, oh, well, I have dry eye syndrome, or I have allergies, or I talk to my allergen specialist and they say, oh, I have to have my humidity above 45. Well, that may be accurate as far as where you're the most comfortable at, but that's not good for your house. And if we're not doing good for your house, then it's going to make everything worse. Like I said, if we get it above that 50, it is proven out there. And that's science fact. I mean, you can go Google me on that one and see if I'm accurate or not. But anything over 50% has been proven that it can potentially grow biological growth. So we obviously have to stay under that. So, I personally don't want my house above 45 throughout the winter time because I don't want any mold. I don't want any of that stuff growing in there. My house, I keep it right about 40% all the time throughout the winter because I don't want condensation on my windows. I don't want the mold, the mildew, the different growth and stuff like that out there. I do have a Wholehome dehumidifier. Aprilaire makes an awesome one. You can hook it into your ductwork and run it that way off of a thermostat. You can use it as a set-alone unit, whatever. I'm not sponsored by Aprilaire by any means, but I do like their equipment. They do have good warranties and everything, which if Aprilaire does happen to be out there, I would love to sponsor some of your equipment. So, hit me up with that. But we need to keep the humidity down in order to keep the condensation off the windows. Like I said, nobody ever thinks about that humidity level causing the condensation issues. And it just doesn't make any sense to me. So number one, you have to find what the humidity level in your house is. And then you can decide what the corrective action is. If it's too high, you need a dehumidifier. If it's too low, then you need a humidifier. If it's right in between in the middle, then you're probably okay. Don't worry about it. If you stay at that 40% all the time, you're going to be comfortable. Your hardwoods are going to do well as far as no separation in the wood, no cracking, anything like that. You're going to be healthy. You can breathe. You're not going to have any kind of biological growth in the house. And, it's going to be just fine. There's so many people out there that think they have to boost the humidity level in the house just to be comfortable and happy, just because that's just what we do in the winter. That's not accurate. You have to make sure you're making accurate, informed decisions on the air quality in your house. Everybody runs out and buys those little portable humidifiers, especially like the steam or the mist or whatever. They've got cold mist and warm mist and stuff. I don't know. I don't know what the difference between the cold and the warm mist and all that crap with the portable humidifiers. I don't know the difference. Don't care. Don't like them. Don't want to see them in a house. Because most people that are getting those, I know they're cheap, they're easy and all that kind of stuff. But most people that are getting those are not actually checking the humidity level in their house. They just think, oh, they'll breathe better if there's more humidity. And so they put one of these in and they just go pumping all this extra humidity in the house. And then they want to know why they have mold later on and condensation on the windows and stuff. You're obviously putting too much humidity in the house. Quit it. And the other thing with a lot of these, especially the mist ones, if you're putting that in there, when it evaporates that water in there and turns it into a mist and pushes it out into the air, your furnace is obviously running. Whatever type of furnace you have a furnace filter on there, and that catches all the stuff in the air, right? Well, your especially mist humidifiers, the little portable ones, when that water evaporates, all the minerals and different stuff in that water evaporate into the air and turns into a dust or a fine powder. If you're one of these people running the portable humidifiers and you change your furnace filter and it looks bleach white clean, but whenever you run your finger across it or you bang it against something and there's a big dust ball cloud of white dust that looks like drywall dust comes out, it's from your humidifier. That's where that comes from. It's the minerals and different things in the water evaporating and turning it into a dust or a powder or whatever. They plug furnace filters. They make furnaces dirty. I've seen cases where even on some of the high efficiency, like the 5-inch cartridge filters, that it will completely plug one of those and shut the unit down because there is too much dust. So, you have to be very, very careful with those portable ones. And, they may, if you do need more humidity in the house, they make whole home humidifiers. That is very hard to say. They make home, I still can't do it. They make humidifiers that go on your HVAC equipment that can provide humidity to the entire house, not just one room. And they don't have that evaporation issue the same way the portable ones do. So you don't end up with all that dust and crap like that in your air and in your furnace and all that. So, that is a good option. But what we're actually talking about here is the dehumidifiers and keeping the humidity levels down. Like I said, anything over 45%, you're going to have issues. Sometimes at 45%, you can have condensation if it gets cold enough outside. There's all these charts out there saying that you should adjust your humidity level depending on what the outdoor temperature is outside. And I do agree with a lot of those. It is accurate, to jump it up and down and make it match the outdoor temperature. But like where I live, like earlier this week, one day it was 62 degrees outside. The next day it was 16 at the same time of day. Our temperatures fluctuate wildly through the winter, especially this time of year right now. I'm not down there every 4 hours turning my humidistat up and down. back and forth just to match the weather outside. I don't have that kind of time. So, I set mine for 40%, run in the middle, and there you go. Everything does just fine. I'm healthy, comfortable. The house does well. I don't have any kind of mildew or mold or biological growth or whatever you want to call it. So just keep it down there in the middle somewhere. So if you do need a dehumidifier, call a contractor. You need a humidifier, call a contractor. You need somebody to professionally and accurately check your humidity levels in the house, call a contractor. If you are a contractor watching these videos, which I know there's some out there, different service techs and things like that watch some of these videos. If you're in a house, really, I think year round, I don't care if it's summer or winter or not, but definitely in the winter, I think every time we come into a home to do a service call or a maintenance visit, anything like that, we should be testing the humidity in the house. If we test the humidity, we know what it is. And at that point, we can offer the right product, if there is one needed, to alleviate any of their issues. Too much humidity, not enough humidity, whatever. Or maybe it's one of those houses that's just fine all on its own. That's awesome. But, there are a lot of fixes out there for it. So if you have any questions on humidity, anything like that, I do have another video out there. If you do have any questions on this video, hit me up in the comments. I love hearing everybody's comments. So hit me up with something. And if there's anything else, make sure you subscribe. Hit the bell icon up there. That way you get notifications every time a new video comes out. Thank you and God bless.